Okay. People do not understand the effect that lynching, burning, bombing black cities had on the economy. Millions of businesses destroyed. Millions. Not just 1 million, millions. Okay, here's an example of it. Black Sunday. No, Red Sunday. Okay, this is a big deal that I do not see emphasized. The mineral rights alone cost billions of dollars in their time, money. At the same time, you have to keep in perspective the global outlook. Okay, we got World War I going on. Okay, got the Opium Wars. You got the Philippines War. These are important to tie all these things together. African Americans, and I use this term loosely, had an alliance with those countries. Okay, the Opium Wars. Briefly, they would not let white Europeans in their country because they tried to sabotage their economy through drug use. Okay? In other words, biological warfare. Okay? Keep the people high, keep them strung out so we can mess up their country and come and take it over. Is what really was going on. So now, just in that little minute, I was able to give y'all an outlook of the country. Now, let's go back in history just to see if any of that makes sense. How did these African Americans, loosely termed, how did these African Americans build alliances in such a short period of time if we were all enslaved? That is a relatively short period of time. How did they establish all these cities, all these towns in a short period of time? And that's why I brought up DuSable. Okay? That is the man that founded Chicago. That's a black man from Haiti, they say, that founded the city of Chicago. But the viewpoint that we're given is that all African Americans were enslaved. They came from a whole different country and were enslaved, taken as prisoners of war or something like that. Then how did a black man in 1750, not 1750, but at some point, found Chicago? And if Chicago, and since Chicago was a black city, mind you, how many other cities were there like that? How did African Americans build all this while they were enslaved? It does not make sense. And I'm not, a big time historian. I don't have access to the black web or whatever, however they get their international information. I'm just Googling it. And I have the right to say that this does not make sense at all. It makes no sense. And that tells me that, okay, this is cap. This is cap. The outlook of the land at this time period tells me, if I listen to historians, if I listen to the textbooks, if I listen to that tells me that that man DuSable should have been enslaved. I went right on Google and I figured this out. It's a very relatively short period of time. But people whose minds ain't free, they can't do nothing but revert back to what they learned in grade school or what has been force fed them through the movies. And movies are so powerful. That is one of the most powerful ways of getting your point across, and to make sure that that thought sticks in your mind. My mind is wide open. So, like, no, that does not make sense. So, I just showed you a little bit. Now we're going to go into the Great Depression. America, in my other tape, you can see that America already admitted we did the Great Depression. We did it. This one guy admitted it. He's an important man. I don't remember his name. But he admitted that they collapsed the global economy. They fucked it up real good. Okay? Had people eating people. And I put that, I might have added that in a comment, but I'll try to find the links to it. They give you an accurate portrayal of exactly how gruesome things got during the Great Depression. This was no joke. Okay? These motherfuckers fucked shit up for everybody. Stealing people's land. Destabilizing the economy. They went to war against the African Americans, namely. Okay, this is well after slavery, after their, what they call slavery. And I'm not too sure about that because of, what's his name? Dusable. Because of him, I doubt that the outlook on the country as it's portrayed is real. I think it's imaginary. I think that over eons or decades, it just kept growing. The tall tale just kept growing. Okay, so yes, they did make a difference by bombing our cities, by forcing us into the woods to do a guerrilla type war, because they just got gully with it. Now, what does that have to do with today? It has everything to do with today, because of the fact that these people are starting the same bullshit. Okay? They are still trying to force people off their land. Black individuals who do not have an army to defend themselves. They're still, these stupid fools have not learned their lesson to stop doing that shit, or they will destabilize the economy and cost people's lives. You understand me? Okay? Even exactly white people were jumping off buildings because they weren't in the mix. They didn't understand why this is happening to me. I thought I was insulated. I got billions of dollars. What happened to my money? America fucked it up. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Peace and blessings.